At this exact moment, the world is not synchronized. Not emotionally, not spiritually, not culturally. In one part of the world, millions wake before sunrise in silence. In another, fireworks split the sky. Some prepare for restraint. Others prepare for celebration. Some will dance all night. Others will pray before dawn. Same date, same sun, different meanings. If you zoom out far enough, humanity looks united, a single organism under one sky. But if you zoom in, if you look at the specific rituals, the daily choices, the collective heartbeat of a community, you realize we are living completely different realities. This is not a contradiction. This is coexistence. Today, we are going to hold a lens to 5 of these realities, 5 different worlds happening right now at the same time. Ramadan, the discipline of emptiness. Before the world wakes up, they already have. A light turns on in the kitchen. Water is poured quietly. A quick, nourishing meal is eaten in the pre-dawn darkness. Time is limited. The morning prayer is offered, and then the wait begins. For nearly 2 billion Muslims around the world, this is the month of Ramadan. But Ramadan is not just an event on a calendar. It is a recalibration of the soul. For 30 days, from the first thread of light on the horizon until the sun dips below it, there is no food, no water, no indulgence. But the fast is not just physical. The hunger is intentional. The thirst is intentional. It is training for the ego. Because discipline creates awareness. When you remove the body's distractions, you begin to hear the spirit more clearly. A worker under the sun continues his job. A student sits through class, her focus sharpened by the lack of distraction. A mother cooks a feast for her children without tasting a single grain of salt. Every hour stretches longer, feels heavier, and yet this is chosen, this is desired. Ramadan is not just about hunger, it is a holistic overhaul. The nights become longer and brighter. Mosques, once half empty, fill beyond capacity. Rows of worshippers stand shoulder to shoulder, foreheads touching the ground in extra nightly prayers called Taraweeh. The Quran, the holy book, is opened more than any other month. Verses are recited slowly, repeated, reflected upon. It is a time for spiritual introspection, a conversation between the soul and its creator. And the awareness of hunger creates a tidal wave of compassion. Charity multiplies. The required alms, zakat, are calculated and given. Strangers are fed. Community iftars, the meals to break the fast, are held in mosques and homes where the rich and the poor sit side by side, feeling the same hunger, breaking bread at the same moment. The body weakens, but the spirit sharpens. The connection to community strengthens. And then the sun sets. A call to prayer echoes through the air. Hands reach for dates. Water touches dry lips. Relief. A feeling so simple, yet so profound. Families gather. Mosques glow from within. Voices rise in prayer. While other parts of the world are eating more, celebrating louder, and increasing indulgence, millions are voluntarily empty. Not because they lack, but because they choose restraint. Ramadan is not loud, it is internal, and that is its power. But turn your gaze east. While some fast from sunrise to sunset, others are preparing for the largest annual migration on Earth. Suitcases roll across crowded stations, trains overflow, highways stretch endlessly towards a single destination. Home is calling. This is Chinese New Year, the spring festival. And here, fasting is not the focus, feasting is. It is a complete inversion of the Ramadan experience. Where one world practices restraint, this world embraces abundance. Tables overflow with food. Families eat more during this 2-week period than perhaps any other time of the year. Restaurants are booked solid for reunion dinners. It is a celebration of family, of prosperity, of the sheer joy of being together. It is a sensory explosion. Homes are cleaned from top to bottom to sweep away any bad luck from the previous year. Old debts are settled.
Doorways are framed in glowing red paper, inscribed with poetic couplets wishing for good fortune and happiness. Lanterns hang above streets, casting a warm, hopeful glow. Red for luck, gold for prosperity. And then the sound. Drums beat loudly as lion dancers move with acrobatic precision through the streets. Firecrackers, strung together for hundreds of feet, explode into the sky in a continuous roar designed to scare away evil spirits. Children wait eagerly not for material gifts, but for small red envelopes. Inside them, money. But it is more than money. It is a blessing, a transfer of luck and good wishes from the elder generation to the new. Where Ramadan removes worldly pleasure, Chinese New Year embraces it. More food, more noise, more color. One culture reduces desire, another celebrates it. Yet look closer. Both speak of renewal. One renews the soul through sacrifice. The other renews fortune through celebration. Two different paths, walking towards a better beginning. And then, cross the ocean to another city that does not whisper, it roars. New Orleans. It's Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday. This is not a quiet recalibration. It is one final collective eruption before the discipline of Lent arrives. The colors are everywhere. Purple for justice, green for faith, gold for power. Beads fly through the air from balcony revelers to the outstretched hands below. Music floods the streets, jazz, blues, the infectious second-line beat. But not all celebration is gentle. Here, joy mixes with something else. Alcohol flows freely, and for some, freedom becomes recklessness. Crowds grow wild. In some corners, the energy tips over and violence breaks out. Some come for the tradition, some come for the spectacle, and some come to completely lose control. There is debauchery, there is chaos, there are moments where dignity disappears in a flash for a string of plastic beads. Balconies overflow with people cheering, shirts are lifted, drinks are thrown. It is joy, visible and uninhibited. But then the music fades, the lights come on, and tomorrow, technically today, many of the same people will wake up differently. They will wake up to ashes. Head south to a different kind of celebration entirely. In Brazil, the rhythm does not stumble. Carnival in Rio de Janeiro is not random chaos. It is choreographed chaos. It is a national obsession. It is art. Where Mardi Gras can feel like an unraveling, Carnival is a construction. Entire communities, the samba schools, prepare for this moment all year. They are not just groups of revelers, they are organizations of thousands. Designers craft costumes by hand for months. Sculptors build enormous storytelling floats. Dancers at the pasistas train until their legs ache, perfecting every step. Drummers at the bateria practice until their hands are raw, ensuring the beat is flawless. When the parade finally begins, the city vibrates. It is a competition of epic proportions. Feathers, sequins, color beyond imagination. Bodies move in perfect ecstatic sync. Drums thunder in a rhythm that is both primal and perfectly timed. For many, Carnival is a form of escape. For a few nights, the deep economic struggles of daily life in Brazil fade into the background. Social divisions, so stark in the real world, blur. Everyone, the doctor, the street vendor, the tourist, the local, moves to the same beat. Unlike the uncontrolled corners of Mardi Gras, this is organized intensity, energy with a structure, celebration with immense discipline hidden just beneath the surface. It is unity through sound. While one part of the world fasts in silence, another dances without pause in perfect rhythm. And then, across the world, a quiet falls. After the beads, after the feathers, after the noise, Lent begins. It starts with Ash Wednesday. Heads bow in churches from New Orleans to Rome to small towns in the Philippines. A priest presses ash on foreheads, murmuring the ancient words, "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return." 40 days of reflection, 40 days of sacrifice. It is the mirror image of Ramadan in many ways, a season of intentional emptiness observed by millions of Christians around the globe. It is not about punishment, It is about awareness. Some give up sugar. Some give up social media. Some give up a comfort they rely on, a habit that controls them. It is a discipline designed to create a small daily reminder of what truly matters. It is humility. Where music echoed through the streets yesterday, today prayers whisper in chapels. Where indulgence ruled, now restraint returns. It is a profound cultural whiplash. One week you're catching beads in the French Quarter, the next you are receiving ashes. One day you're dancing in a glittering costume in Rio, the next you are reflecting on your mortality. Joy and sacrifice, side by side. Look at this. 5 traditions, 5 meanings, 1 planet. Some fast, some feast, some lose control,